Ladies and gentlemen, this is bad news we have received on our news desk about former president here in Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. This is after leaders continue to leave his Jubilee political party to join other political parties here in Kenya following the party's loss in the Ol Kalou by-election, meaning this party is completely finished politically. According to Kenyans.co.ke, they have published a story by saying, Uhuru suffers blow as several leaders defect to UDA. This is the end of Uhuru Kenyatta's political party, Jubilee. This is so sad. Ichaweri village is shaking after receiving this bad news, Former Samburu woman representative, my son Leshomo, has officially joined the United Democratic Alliance, which is under the current president, William Ruto, in the latest political realignment ahead of the 2027 general election. This leader, Leshomo, was received by Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki during an event in Samburu County, alongside the other 10 opposition allied politicians. According to Leshomo, declared that her decision to leave the Jubilee Party that is under the leadership of former President Uhuru Kenyatta was informed by former Uhuru Kenyatta's exit from the political outfit. That is why she decided to quit. She also insisted that she had remained loyal to Jubilee because of Uhuru, but saw no reason to stay after former head of state relinquished control of the party. So, where is Matiangi? Matiangi is done politically, is nowhere to be seen. Jubilee Party members are still leaving the party. How can you pretend that you want to vie for presidency when you are not even campaigning, when you are not even trying to retain the members in the political party? This is a blow. Other Jubilee politicians who crossed over to the ruling party UDA include former Samburu North Member of Parliament Alois Lentoimanga, Samburu Senate aspirant Lengolos, Suguta Ward MCA James Lelelruk, Janet Lavasanti, and the former Samburu County Assembly Deputy Speaker Adamson Lanyansunya. So, the current Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, welcomed the defectors into the Kenya Kwanza coalition party, saying their decision reflected growing support for President William Ruto's administration. So, the latest development comes just 2 days after Leshomo officially reassigned from the Jubilee Party and stepped down from her position as a chairperson of the Jubilee Party National Women's League, So in a resignation letter dated July 27th, that was last week, yes, Leshomo said her decision was voluntary and made in accordance with the Constitution and the Political Parties Act here in Kenya, So she further stated that the resignation was made without any cohesion or under influence, because people might think that she was forced to resign, and requested the party to acknowledge receipt of her resignation as required by the law. Ladies and gentlemen, according to Leshomo's defection, people are wondering what is really happening. This adds to a growing wave of leaders crossing over to various political parties as UDA continues to consolidate support across different regions, including Samburu County. You know, we were told that a former Interior Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Fred Matiangi, is eyeing for a top position here in Kenya come 2027 using Jubilee political party, because actually he was appointed to be the party Jubilee deputy party leader. But what we are seeing at the moment, we are trying to ask ourselves questions. Matiangi is not busy looking for votes, because we all understand Matiangi is a performer and not a politician. That is why he has failed to deliver when it comes to campaigning for Jubilee Party. Instead, is waiting the DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua to endorse him and even Kalonzo Musyoka to endorse him to run for presidency 2027. Actually, I was happy when not that I'm supporting Gachagua, Kalonzo, Ruto, I'm non-partisan, but I was happy when Rigathi Gachagua said there is no way he can sacrifice campaigning all over, everywhere in Mlima Kenya, then somebody sitting somewhere waiting to be endorsed by him. That one cannot happen. If you are elected to be elected as a leader here in Kenya, you have to put more effort in campaigning. Nothing comes easily, ladies and gentlemen. So the way Matiangi is realigning himself politically is still one thing. We really need people who are serious to campaign for Dr. Fred Matiangi if at all he cannot manage to campaign for himself. So we have seen how people are defecting to other political parties. You saw about 1 week ago, the Jubilee organizing secretary decided to quit Jubilee Party and join Linda Mwananchi. Somebody who has been loyal to Uhuru Kenyatta for the past 17 years. She decided to quit because Uhuru Kenyatta is nowhere to be seen. Matiangi is not busy campaigning. That is why they lost even the just concluded by-election we had in Ol Kalou. Actually, it was a great embarrassment to Jubilee Party because their candidate managed to get less than 200 votes. This is a great embarrassment. So this is a good indication that Jubilee has been buried politically. And Matiangi should wait to be appointed, maybe, as the Premier Cabinet Secretary. Because the only people who are serious campaigning against Ruto currently is none other than Edwin Sifuna and Rigathi Gachagua. Even Kalonzo Musyoka is nowhere to be seen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet in the next video. But if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please I'm requesting you to consider subscribing by smashing the subscribe button that is down here. Once you are done, remember to turn on the notification bell so that the moment we upload a new video clip, you'll be notified that Kenya Media has uploaded a new video clip to watch. Remember to share our content always so other WhatsApp groups are never on Facebook. That is the only way we can continue building this channel of ours, Kenya Media. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.